can you explain the concept of the scholars differing in opinion on certain matters? How can it be that neither opinion is the wrong one? And Wallah, this is a question I also wanted to ask. How do you pick the sheikh you ask all your questions to? One sheikh says yes.
This is the best question I heard today. But do you have time until Fajr? Okay. In our deen, we have Aqidah and Sharia. You have Aqidah and Sharia, creed and legislations. And part of the Aqidah and the Sharia, we have consensus upon, right? We all agree to the same thing, we have the same understanding. If you ask any man on earth, we'll give you the same answer. But we have other part of the Sharia, Allah Azza wa Jalla meant to make it confusing. Why? It is a test. Test for the scholars and test for the ordinary Muslims. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to see how the scholar will figure the truth from the detailed evidence. And in the same time, he wants to know how the ordinary Muslim who is not a scholar will do with this confusing information, right? So it's a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The job of the scholar who is qualified to do his due diligence to figure the truth from the detailed evidence. The job of the scholar is to do it sincerely and according to the rules, right? There are rules of ijtihad you need to apply. So the scholar must make ijtihad sincerely, applying the rules of ijtihad. So if he did his part, if he's qualified and sincere and following the rules, if he got a good result or a correct answer, he will be rewarded twice. If he got a wrong answer, he will be rewarded one. One day I was in Jordan visiting Shaykh Albani rahimahullah. I was privileged to live about 6 months around the Shaykh Albani rahimahullah. He's one of the top scholars of hadith in our era. And somebody asked the Shaykh, if the scholar made ijtihad and he was correct, Allah will reward him twice. If he was wrong, Allah will reward him once because he was sincere and he applied the rules and he just was not successful. He was excused. So how about the one who was asking questions? Can we do fatwa shopping and pick the one that we like? Or are we free from any blame? And if it is not consensus, so we can just pick and choose whatever we want? So the Imam said, rahimahullah, he said, no, you have ijtihad too. He said, ليس على العام اجتهاد إلا في اختيار من يفتيه. Your ijtihad, يعني you must do your due diligence to choose the best scholar to answer you. So what are the qualifications that I should find in the scholar? 2 things. Allah mentioned them in the Quran. Al-Qawi al-Amin. If he is strong in knowledge and he is sincere and trustworthy, you can trust him. And the people who have these qualities are known. Their reputation is known, right? If somebody is strong in knowledge, you can know that, right? If you experience somebody trustworthy and sincere by experiencing him, or the scholars are praising him, so in this case you know that he is good. Your ijtihad, you are obligated to find a mufti who is strong in knowledge and trustworthy. This is your ijtihad. You have no right to make ijtihad and judge if this hadith is authentic or not. You have no right to make ijtihad to understand this verse or this hadith by yourself if there is no consensus, right? Because you're not qualified. But you are obligated to make ijtihad, to do your due diligence, to find the strong imam, the trustworthy imam, who will give you the answer. So no fatwa shopping, right? You need to know your mufti before you have a question. Because some people, when they have a question, they try to find an imam to give them the answer that pleases them. This is wrong. The right thing is to know that your mufti first, that you trust, and then when you have any question, you bring it to him. As long as he is able to answer it. If he says, I don't know, you go to another one. Now the main question, or the main part of the answer. If we have imams, all of them strong, all of them trustworthy, and they are giving us different answers. So this is the real question. For instance, Imam Abu Hanifa is strong in knowledge and trustworthy. Imam Malik is strong in knowledge and trustworthy. Imam Shafi'i, strong in knowledge, trustworthy. Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal is strong in knowledge, trustworthy. And sometimes you ask them one question, they give us 4 answers. Right? If you ask these imams about Salat al-Jama'ah for men, is Salat al-Jama'ah mandatory upon every male? Mandatory in Jama'ah. Every male, if he's not sick and traveler, or not. If we ask you this question, Imam Abu Hanifa will say no. It's not. It's a preferable action of worship, but not mandatory. Imam Malik will say it is a communal obligation. In every city, in every village, the Muslims must have one Salat Jama'ah, but if some of them did it, the rest of them are free of any blame. He can pray individually at home in any Jama'ah. Same thing Imam Shafi'i said. If you go to Ahmad ibn Hanbal, he will say no. Every man, if he's not traveler, if he's not sick, he must pray with his Imam in the masjid of the city, in the masjid of the village, in Jama'ah. And if he did not go to the Jama'ah, prayed by himself with no excuse, there is a sin would be written in his book of bad deeds. So what we have answers like this. Which one we should follow? I said before, if you already, it shows your mufti before the question, you will ask him and apply what he said. So you need to have a reason why you selected this mufti. For instance, when I ask people who are following the teaching of Imam Abu Hanifa and his fatwas, they say I take his fatwas because he is the closest imam from the 4 jurists to the time of the Prophet. Since he's closer, I'm expecting him to have more authentic knowledge. Some people will say, no, Imam Malik was the mufti of the city of Rasulullah in Medina. And the Muslims in Medina, in the time of Malik, were implementing the sunnahs of the Prophet and inheriting the practice from previous generation. So he has the right practice around him in the city of the Prophet. So I rather Imam Malik. Some people will say no, Imam Shafi'i, because in the time of Imam Shafi'i, the Sunnah was collected. So we have Imam al-Bukhari and Imam Muslim and Imam al-Tirmidhi and Imam this and that. The Sunnah, we have the books of Sunnah, and the scholars started to investigate the authenticity of the Sunnah. So the evidence are more and more with Imam Shafi'i. Somebody would say, no, I'm following Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal because Ahmad ibn Hanbal, when he was making judgment and opinions, he has the opinion of Shafi'i in front of him and his evidence. The opinions of Imam Malik with his evidence. The opinion of Imam Abu Hanifa with his evidence. So he has everything in front of him, and the Sunnah was collected. All evidence are there. So I trust him more. So everyone has a reason to say to Allah why he is following this specific Imam. So if you are taking one of these 4 Imams as your mufti, so you ask him if something contemporary never existed in the time of this mufti, so you follow Amjad, for instance, Islamic Study of North America. We have top scholars here like Shaykh Alaa Elsaadawi, Dr. Hatem al-Hajj, Mafat al-Ghalayini, Ma'ad al-Qudah, Jamal al-Din Zaragoza, Walid al-Munisi, Walid al-Basyuni. All these scholars are muftis in Amjad, the Assembly of Muslim Jurists of America. You can refer to them if it's contemporary issues that never exist in the time of the 4 Imams. And if something, the 4 Imams issued fatwa on it, you can go to your mufti of your choice that you trusted the most and follow, no problem. The only thing I want to tell you, don't follow a regular opinion, and don't make fatwa shopping to fulfill your desire and for worldly gain, to avert yourself from the way of Allah. Make sure that you are asking to know what Allah wants. You are asking to please Allah alone. You are asking to be one of the winners in the Day of Judgment, not asking to please your dunya or to fulfill your need in this dunya. Wallahu a'lam. This is the most brief answer I can give to this. And I have many examples of my mind. If you ask the 4 Imams one question, they will give you 4 different answers and why they gave these 4 different answers, but there is no time for that.